I'm going to teach you how to save money. What I'm about to share are 15 practical tips that you can use in your everyday life to save money. These are the same tips I have used to grow my net worth, live in my dream house, and live an amazing life. Whether you make $10 an hour or $10 million per year, you can save money. And I'm going to show you how. So this first tip I'm going to share with you is probably the most important one I'm going to share with you. And that's automatic recurring saving. So no matter what income level I've had, I've always set up an amount to go into my savings account every single month. So maybe at one point I was doing $25. As you do this, that automatic amount is going into your savings account and you're not going to miss it every month. You're going to be used to spending whatever you have in your regular account, in your checking account. The problem is most people, when they raise their income, they raise their standard of living as well to match that income. So they start spending exactly what they earn again. And then they never can get ahead and never stop living paycheck to paycheck. If you set up an automatic recurring saving every single month, as you get raises, you bump that up and make it more and more each month, you'll be surprised how much you can save. And you can save up for a down payment on a house, to purchase a car, or for whatever else you may need. But the key is to set up an automatic recurring saving that happens every single month, or maybe even more frequently, maybe every 2 weeks when you get paid. But then don't touch that money in your savings account until you're ready to buy that big ticket item or whatever else you may be saving up for. So set up an automatic recurring savings, make it happen every single month, and you're going to be saving a bunch of money when you do that. When you get a raise, bump it up to a higher amount. That's going to save you a whole bunch of money, and then you live off of whatever else is left. The next tip I'm going to share with you is establish your needs, those things that you have to pay for every single month. Your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, transportation, insurance, food, anything else that you have to have every single month. Determine what those are and determine how much those cost you every single month. After that, set aside an amount to save with that automatic recurring savings. Only after that should you spend the money that's remaining. Warren Buffett said, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." So this is that idea. So you have all of those things that you have to pay for every single month. Then you set aside some savings every single month, and then you live off whatever's left. You don't have to worry so much about, oh, can I afford this month or not? You know you've got your savings, you know you've got everything else taken care of, and only after that will you have money for your regular wants. That way you're going to always have some money going away to savings, and you're still going to have some money for play or whatever else you may need. The next tip I'm going to share with you is all about subscriptions. Whether that's Netflix, Hulu, Birchbox, your gym membership, Spotify, whatever else it may be, these subscriptions you've signed up for are costing you a whole bunch of money. If you want to save money, you need to evaluate which subscriptions you're actually getting your money's worth on. Companies love subscriptions because you sign up for it once and then you don't cancel it. And then you never really think about it again. Sometimes we sign up for subscriptions and then we don't really use them. And companies are banking on that you sign up for a subscription and you don't cancel it because you either forget about it or just too lazy to cancel it. Or maybe you're actually using it. If you're using your subscriptions and you're getting value out of them, then keep them. But evaluate which subscriptions you have, and you may think, oh, it's only $10 a month. Well, that $10 a month adds up. And if you take that $10 a month and put it into your automated recurring savings and do that with a few other things, that's going to be a lot of money. And you're going to find that you do have money. It wasn't that you weren't making enough all along. It's just that you were spending everything you made. So cut out some subscriptions. Look at them. See what you're subscribed to. See if you're really getting the value for it or not. And if you're not, then cancel it. The next tip I have for you for how to save money is all about cell phones. So if you buy what is currently the latest iPhone 11 Pro, you're going to spend up to $1,000 for that phone. If you instead buy the iPhone X, I found it on Amazon for $415. That's $585 savings. So the idea here is don't buy the latest iPhone, don't buy the latest Galaxy or whatever else phone you may want. Don't buy the latest one, just buy one that's a year or two old. The iPhone 11 Pro right now is the latest phone, but the iPhone 12 is coming out soon. You're spending a whole bunch of money for just a few features that aren't on the iPhone X. Well, maybe you really want the iPhone 11 Pro. Just wait until the iPhone 12 comes out. This price is going to come way down. So never buy the latest cell phone, or you're spending a lot of extra money just to have the latest and greatest. If you just wait a year or two, the price comes way down and you can save a lot of money. The next tip I have for you is all about Starbucks and what's called the Latte Factor. So a lot of people spend upwards of $10 a day every single day going to get their coffee at Starbucks. If you make your coffee at home, you can do it for 20 to 50 cents every single day. If you spend that $10 a day for 30 years, if you take that $10 a day, and I just did weekdays, if you do $10 a day, 4 weeks a month, $200 a month for 30 years at 7% interest, you're missing out on $233,898. So is that latte really worth over $233,000? If you instead put that $200 a month into an investment that earns you 7% interest, you're going to be way better off. But if you're doing it every single day before work, that's costing you a whole bunch of money. The next tip I have for you is all about your 401k. If you have a 401k that your employer offers and they offer a match, always put in at least the maximum that they will match. Even if it's only 50% that they match, you're still going to get a better return on your investment than any other thing you're going to invest in. If you can get 50% return on your 401k money, take it. If you can get 100% return, even better. Put into your 401k up to what your employer will match, and you're going to be saving a lot of money. You're not going to beat a 50% return, and you're certainly not going to beat a 100% return anywhere else. And as an added bonus, that money's not going to be taxed, and it's going to reduce your tax burden for the year. So put money into your 401k, at least up to what your employer will match. The next tip on how to save money is all about the debt snowball. So what's the debt snowball? It's taking all of your debts and ordering them by what's the largest to what's the smallest. Taking some extra money that you have every month and put it towards the smallest debt that you have. Maybe you're only putting an extra $25 a month on top of the minimum payment. Once this debt's paid off, you take all the money you were paying on this, including the extra $25 a month, and start putting it here. Once you've paid that off, then you start putting it here. By the time you're paying this off up here, you're putting all of the money that you're putting here and here all onto this. And as you do that, it's called the debt snowball because as snowball rolls down a hill, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's the amount you're putting towards your debts each month. And then once you've paid this off, then of course you're debt free and you've got more money to invest or to save or to do whatever you want. The other thing is, as you pay off a small debt, it's going to get you excited because you're going to see that debt go away. And then as you do it more and more, you're going to see how awesome it is to pay off debt. Use the debt snowball and you can save a lot of money and you can get out of debt in the process. The next tip on how to save money is to bring a brown bag lunch to work. A lot of times we don't think about it, but we're going out to eat every single day when we're at work. That's costing us hundreds of dollars every month. Bring some leftovers from the night before or make yourself a lunch. That's going to save you a bunch of money. The next tip is one you've probably heard a million times before. Get a side hustle, where that's something like Lyft or Uber or delivering food for DoorDash or something else. Get a side hustle to bring in some extra money on the side apart from your regular job. The part most people won't tell you is to save all of that money. Jay Leno, the famous comedian, never spent any of the money he made from The Tonight Show. He only spent the money he made from other jobs he was doing at the time. All of the money from The Tonight Show, he saved up. And that was over a lot of years. If you can do that with your side hustle, save all of your income, you're going to be putting away a whole bunch of money. And if you invest it, you can be saving a whole bunch more money. So get a side hustle. Save all your money. You can put it towards a down payment on a house or whatever else you may need and live off of your regular income. Here's another tip on how to save money, and that's unsubscribe. What do I mean by unsubscribe? All of those emails you've signed up for from those companies you like to buy products from, those emails you're getting are not actually saving you money. They're making you buy stuff you wouldn't normally buy. You aren't saving money if you weren't going to buy it anyway, but you get it on sale. Let me say that again. If you buy something because it's on sale and you weren't going to buy it anyway, you aren't saving money. You're just buying stuff you don't need. Unsubscribe to the email lists that you subscribe to, and it's going to save you a lot of money. If you ever do need a coupon for a company, sign back up again and you'll get a coupon from them. A lot of times they'll give you a coupon for the first time you sign up anyway. But unsubscribe so that you're not always being bombarded with email marketing from these companies. The email marketers are really good, and they're good at getting you to buy their stuff, even when you don't need it. So unsubscribe and you'll save a lot of money. The next tip I have for you is about grocery shopping. So I have a few tips within this one tip, and those are: make a list before you go. That way you aren't wandering aimlessly around the store and buying things that you don't need. Make a list of exactly what you need to buy at the store and then stick to that list. And once you've been to that grocery store a few times, you should know the best path to kind of follow to get your list. After that, one of the other options is use their grocery pickup option. Even if it costs you a little bit, this can save you a lot of money because you're not wandering the store and buying stuff you don't need. You'll just go through your list, select the items that you want, and then go and pick it up. You're not wandering the store, you're not doing anything else. Of course, you got to be careful with this too, because sometimes it's easier to just shop online and pick a bunch of stuff you don't need. But as long as you're careful with it, using grocery pickup can save you a lot of money. The last one, you've probably heard a million times before, and that's plan your weekly meals. If you have a plan of what you're going to be eating that week, you're going to know exactly what you need to buy at the store. That way, you can make your list based on your weekly meals, and you'll know exactly what you need to buy, and then you won't buy more than you need. Then you have your weekly meals. It'll take the stress out of each day anyway, and it's going to save you a whole bunch of money. The next way I have for you to save money is DIY. Do it yourself. If you've got a house, if you've got a car, if you've got a yard, a lot of times you're going to be calling people to fix something, to change your oil, to mow your lawn, or something else. If you learn how to do all of your own car maintenance, maybe not the major stuff, but if you do the basic car maintenance, change your oil, change your brakes, stuff like that, you're going to save a whole lot of money. The other thing is, if you don't know how to do that, YouTube is an amazing resource to see how to do just about anything. If you Google right now the make and model of your car, even the year and oil change, most likely you're going to see on YouTube exactly how to change your oil. Once you've done it a couple times, it's super simple and it's not expensive at all. You're going to save a lot of money by doing that yourself. The other thing is home repairs. If you have a leaky faucet, a leaky drain or something like that, if you don't know what you're doing, you may mess something up. But if you watch a video on how to fix a leaky pipe or a leaky faucet or something like that, you may be able to save a lot of money. If the faucet needs to be replaced, watch a video on how to replace a faucet in your kitchen. This one, hopefully you don't have to watch a video on how to mow your lawn, but by paying someone else to do your yard work, it's going to cost you a bunch of money. If you do it yourself, you're going to save a lot of money. So if you do DIY around your house, around your yard, you can save a whole bunch of money. The next one is a huge one that people get in trouble with, and that's credit cards. The first rule with credit cards is don't ever carry a balance. If you're carrying a balance, you're being hit with huge interest charges on your credit card. That's going to cost you a bunch of money. If you never carry a balance, you're going to save a bunch of money over if you did carry a balance. Second part of this is use a credit card that gives you points. The Chase Sapphire Preferred is one of my favorite cards. It gives you 1 point for every dollar you spend. And when you sign up for it, you usually get a 50,000 point bonus, which is the equivalent of about $500 worth of redemption. If you use it for travel, you can get even more than $500. If you can't pay the balance on a credit card, you shouldn't have a credit card. If you're carrying a balance and you're always carrying a balance, you need to cut up your card. You shouldn't have a credit card if you can't pay it off every single month. You're never going to get ahead if you carry a credit card with a balance and you're paying more and more interest every single month. Get rid of that card, cut it up. If you can pay off your balance every single month and you're always paying it off every single month so you have a zero balance, then go ahead, have a credit card. Get those points. But if you can't, cut it up. You shouldn't have a card. The next tip I'm going to share with you on how to save money is about buying cars. The first one, and this is absolutely going to save you a whole bunch of money. don't buy a new car. Just don't do it. As soon as you buy a brand new car, the second you drive it off the lot, you lose at least 10%. And over the course of the first 2 years, you can lose up to 30 to 40% of the value of that car. If you paid $40,000 for a car, the second you drive it off the lot, just cost you $4,000. Your car is now worth $36,000. After 2 years, you're probably going to lose 40% of that. You're going to lose $16,000. Your car is going to only be worth $24,000 after 2 years. And that's if it has a good depreciation. Many cars will depreciate a lot more than $24,000 or go down in value a lot more. So buy a car that's 2 to 3 years old or 3 to 4 years old, save yourself a whole bunch of money, and you'll still have a great, fairly new car. The other thing is, if you're going to be buying a used car, especially an older one, get it inspected. And get it inspected not by the person you're buying it from a separate, reputable mechanic. If you get it inspected, it's going to cost you a few $100. But if it's a car you decided you really want to buy, and it has a bunch of problems that you aren't familiar with, the mechanic's going to find that, and you're going to save yourself a whole bunch of money because you're not going to buy a car that has a bunch of problems. So buy a car that's not brand new, a few years old, and get it inspected. That's going to save you a bunch of money when you're buying a car. Another great way to save money is discounts. And I'm talking about especially when you're purchasing large items, purchasing a couch, when you're purchasing other big items like that at a retail store. The first thing you want to do is ask them if that's the best they can do. Ask them if there are any discounts. If you're in the military, if you're a senior, or if you're something else, ask for discounts, especially on large purchases. Find out if that's the best that they can do. A lot of times, they're going to be willing to just give you a little bit off, even if it's 5% off. If you pay $1,000 for a couch and you get 5% off, that's $50. A lot of places will give you a discount just because you ask. Second tip on discounts is with regards to medical bills. If you have medical bills that need to be paid, or as you have medical bills that come up, talk to the finance department in the hospital and say, hey, I really want to pay this off, but is there any way you can lower the fees if you can lower the bill? More often than not, they're going to actually lower it just because you ask. So whenever you're buying something large or you have medical bills, ask for a discount. See if you can get a discount. A lot of times you're going to get a discount just because you asked. So make sure you ask, and that can save you a whole bunch of money. So I've just shared with you a bunch of tips on how you're going to save money. I think every one of you can use at least one or two of them, if not more. If you use these tips, you can save a whole bunch of money. Down in the comment section below, which of these tips was the most helpful for you? Or which of these tips was something you had never thought of before? A lot of these may seem like pretty obvious tips, but not a lot of people use all of these tips. And some of these tips you probably never heard of. So if you liked what you heard today and if something was helpful, smash the like button, click really softly on the like button. Comment down below if you have any questions. Tell me which of these savings methods do you think is going to be most effective for you? Which one do you think is going to be most helpful? Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.